Good evening, children. Today we are going to start with anomalous behavior of fluorine. Anomalous behavior of fluorine. Fluorine is a very important element, very reactive element. Fluorine always present in combined state. So now I am going to tell some special character of fluorine. Anomalous behavior means the fluorine have different character than the peculiar character than the remaining elements in the same group. Always in the second period elements have different character than the remaining elements that we learned in 11th standard classification of elements lesson because of their small size, absent of vacant d orbitals, all those things. Now I am going to start with the first behavior, anomalous behavior. Fluorine has high electronegativity. Fluorine has high electronegativity, high electrode potential, and high ionization enthalpy. So reason, now I am going to tell the reason. Fluorine has high electronegativity because of small size. Small size atoms have high electronegativity. Fluorine is the highest electronegative species in the periodic table that we learn. Second point, it has high electrode potential, high ionization enthalpy. Small, if it is small means energy required to break the bond is very high. That is why small size is the reason for ionization enthalpy also. And electrode potential also the same. It's a non-metal. Non-metals having higher negative electrode potential. See that we refer in electrochemistry. Second point, the next second point, fluorine has low melting point, boiling point, covalent radius and ionic radius. Fluorine has low melting point, boiling point, covalent radius, ionic radius, bond dissociation enthalpy, and electron gain enthalpy, low electron gain enthalpy. First one reason for this one is because of small size, low melting and boiling point. Covalent radius, ionic radius are low because of small size. First point. Low melting point because it is a non-metal. When compared to metals, non-metals have always low melting and boiling point. Fluorine is one more thing. Fluorine is a gas. Gases have always low melting and boiling point. The bond dissociation low. Reason is low. Fluorine bond dissociation. Low fluorine bond dissociation energy. That means fluorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Covalent bond. Fluorine is very small in size, so they have extremely small 2p orbitals. The electrons in the 2p orbitals have high inter-electronic repulsion. That means they tend to repel each other, so the bond gets weakened. That is why if the bond are already weakened, so less energy is needed to break the bond. That is why low bond dissociation enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy, low electron gain enthalpy. This also due to small size, high electronic repulsion. So one more electron addition is very difficult. That is why low electron gain enthalpy. These are the reason for the second point. Small size, low fluorine bond dissociation energy, and inter-electronic repulsion. These are the reason for the second anomalous property of fluorine. Now I am going to tell the third point. HF is liquid. HF is liquid and other halogens are gases like HCl, H2Br, HI are gases. Reason is strong hydrogen bonding. Strong hydrogen bonding between fluorine and hydrogen. Because of small size of fluorine is smaller in size, so hydrogen bonding is high. Therefore, the attachment between fluorine and hydrogen is very high. So very high means they form liquid. That the atoms are very close to each other. That is why they are liquid. Other compounds are gases. Next one is third point. Acidic strength, acidity. HF is least acidic, then HCl, then HBr, then HI. The reason is low effective nuclear charge. Low effective nuclear charge. Sorry for this. High effective nuclear charge in HF. Then HIL, HBr, HI. The effective nuclear charge distance between hydrogen and iodine is very high. So whenever it mixed with water, it readily furnishes hydrogen ion. That is acidic character. What is an acid? Acid is one which readily furnishes hydrogen whenever dissolved in water. That is why HI is a strong acidic. And this HF is weak acidic due to the reason is high effective nuclear charge in the HF. Next point, stability factor. HF is more stable than HCl, then HBr, then HI. Why? Because if it is strong effective nuclear charge means the bond between fluorine and hydrogen are very strong. More energy needed to break the bond. That is why HF is stable. Acidity behavior and stability behavior is over. Next, metal fluorides. Ionic character of metal fluorides are stronger when compared to metal halides, other metal halides like MCl, MBr, Mi. Reason? Because huge electronegativity difference between metal and fluorine, greater the electronegativity difference, greater is the ionic character. This is very important, children. Reason is very important. Ionic character of metal fluorides are stronger than other metal halides because the huge electronegativity difference between the metal and fluoride. Because metals are highly electropositive and halogens are electronegative, so they will form ionic bond. In that ionic bond, metal fluoride is stronger when compared to the other compounds. The reason is higher electronegativity difference between them. Next point. Fluorine only forms one oxo acid called as hypofluorous acid or fluoric acid but other halogens will form several oxoacids. Reason is small size and the non-availability of vacant d orbital. Reason behind is it is small size, extremely small size, and the non-availability of vacant d orbital. Availability of vacant d orbitals. What do you mean by non-availability of vacant d orbital? Fluorine is very small size, therefore it does not contain any d orbital present in its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. This is the electronic configuration of fluorine. So it doesn't contain any extra d orbital. In the case of chlorine, atom number 17, neon over 3s2, 3p5. This is the electronic configuration of chlorine. It is bigger atom, so it contains vacant d orbitals. This is called vacant d orbitals. 3d, 3p, 3s. 2 electrons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this electronic promotion takes place between 3s orbital and 3p orbitals, and it contains many unpaired electron that they able to pair with other in the first excited state. This is ground state configuration. In the first excited state, one electron from 3p orbital goes to 3d orbitals, and the number of unpaired electron increases. In the second excited state, one more electron from 3p will go to 3d orbitals, so number of unpaired electron will increase. So more number of other neighboring atom will pair up, and they will form many oxoacids like the +3, +5, +7 oxidation state. Fluorine has only one oxidation state. Fluorine, because this oxidation state, fluorine oxidation state is equal to -1, because the reason is small size and the non-availability of vacant d orbitals. Most of the reactions in fluorine are highly exothermic due to strong bond between the fluorine and the neighboring atom. Now one more thing, now reaction with oxygen. Now I am start with reaction with oxygen. Oxygen is also highly electronegative species. Most of the oxides halogens react with oxygen to form oxides. Most of the oxides are unstable. Fluorine react with oxygen to give two type of oxides. One is O2F2, other one is OF2. OF2 is thermally stable. OF2 is thermally stable at 298 Kelvin. Oxyfluorides, they are called as oxyfluorides because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. The O2F2 is a strong fluorinating agent. What do you mean by fluorinating agent? Ready to give fluorine. Oxidizing agents means ready to give oxygen. Like that, fluorinating agent means ready to give fluorine. O2F2 oxidizes plutonium. O2F2 oxidizes plutonium and form PuF6. This plutonium hexafluoride used as a fuel in the nuclear reactor. We are all known that during the Second World War time, America used plutonium as a radioactive metal for preparing the atom bomb. This plutonium based radioactive atom bomb is passed through the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and that will plaster the two cities. That is a very, very sad history in our life. So these atom bombs are very, very dangerous. Dear children, now I am going to tell with the reaction of oxygen with other halogens like chlorine, bromine and iodine. Chlorine, bromine and iodine react with oxygen to form oxides. The oxidation state of these oxides in the range of +1 to +7. The stability of these oxides depend upon two factors. One is kinetic factor, other one is thermodynamic factor. The molecular motion is less, means the oxides are highly stable. That is more steric hindrance. Steric hindrance more means kinetic factor will be less. Steric hindrance means crowding. And the thermodynamic factor, heat inside the molecule will be uniform. So these are the two factors which is responsible for the stability of these oxides. Next point is the greater the stability of halogen in the order of iodine greater than chlorine greater than bromine. Higher oxides tend to have more stable than the lower oxide. For example, Cl2O7 is more stable than ClO2 because charge, we already learned in Fajans rule. Fajans rule, greater the charge, greater will be the stability. Greater the charge, greater will be the stability. We learned in 11th standard Fajans rule. So because chlorine is surrounded by the 7 fluorine atoms, strongly bonded covalent, so the stability will be increased. That is the reason the charge will be increased, means stability also increased. Next point, chlorine oxides. Chlorine will form Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7. So chlorine will form 4 type of oxides: Cl2O, Cl2O, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7. So they are strong oxidizing agent. Whenever placed in outside, they readily explode. Then they are Cl2O is used as a bleaching agent. Bleaching means cleaning agent. Bleaching agent in paper pulp, textile and water treatment industry, water treatment plant. So dear children, now I am going to tell with the bromine and their oxides. Bromine oxides, what are the bromine oxides are there? Br2O, BrO2, BrO3. These are least stable oxides and they exist only at low temperature. And they are very strong, powerful oxidizing agent. They are powerful oxidizing agent. Iodine oxides. Next one is iodine oxides. What are iodine oxides? I2O4, I2O5, I2O7. They are solids and decomposed on heating. They are solids decomposed on heating. I2O5 is a powerful oxidizing agent. Is a powerful oxidizing agent and used in estimation of carbon monoxide. Powerful oxidizing agent and used in estimation of carbon monoxide. So these are the oxide react with oxygen, react with fluorine. Fluorine with oxygen, what are they? O2, F2 and OF2. Chlorine with oxygen, Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O6, Cl2O7, all those things. Bromine oxides, Br2O, BrO2, BrO3. Iodine oxide, I2O4, I2O5, I2O7. In this, Cl2O is a strong bleaching agent used for paper pulp, water treatment and textile industries. And here I2O5 is a powerful oxidizing agent used in the estimation of carbon monoxide. Maybe they asked 1 mark, what is the use of Cl2O, like that. So each and every point given in the textbook is important. Dear children, now I am going to tell with reactivity with metals, halogens with metals. Metals, halogens react with metals to give metal halides. For example, bromine react with magnesium to form magnesium bromide. For example, magnesium plus Br2 gives MgBr. It is a salt. Magnesium bromide is a salt. Always metal and halogens react to give salt. Already I told you this salt produces. Next one is this ionic character. I already told ionic character of metal fluoride is stronger than metal chloride than metal, because I told you no, metal fluorides are greater than metal chlorides than metal bromides than metal iodides. The ionic character, because the greater the electronegativity difference, greater will be the ionic character. I already told to you. Metal is highly electropositive, non-metal is highly electronegative. In the fluorine case, fluorine is very small and metal is very bigger, so they bond each other. This bond is very strong. That is the ionic character is high in the case of fluorinating. Next, if a halogen, metal halogen form more than one oxidation state, higher the oxidation state, the covalency, greater the covalency when compared to the lower oxidation state metal halides. For example, SnCl4, SbCl4, UF6, SpCl5 and PbCl4 has greater covalency, has more covalency than SnCl2, PbCl2, SbCl3 and UF5. So it has charge, because tin has, according to Fajan's rule, the charge of tin is +4 is more stable when compared to +2 charge. More number of bonding taking place here, so stability increases. Here less number of bonding in the surrounding atoms, so stability decreases. So that is the thing. Next, reactivity towards the another halogens. Halogen may react with the neighboring halogens to form interhalogen compounds in the form of XX1, XX3, XX5 and XX7 interhalogen compounds. Let us see example. IF7 is an example, IF5 is an example, BrCl3 is an example. Lot of interhalogen compounds are there. One essential condition for interhalogen compound is one halogen is bigger in size, other halogen is smaller in size. Therefore the polarity produced between the two bigger atom and smaller atom leads to interhalogen compounds. Thank you students, have a nice day. God bless.